Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. In the middle of the T20 drama, we had a one-day international match between India and South Africa. The first-string Indian team, they're on the way to Australia. They reached there. I think they're going to reach there today. And they will start their practice games and everything. But the second-string team were playing against South Africa, who had majority of their players, the likes of Rabada, Miller, Bavuma, Nokia. All these guys were playing, and. I think because for South Africa this is a very important series because their ODI qualification for the World Cup is on the line, and for them to get automatic qualification they need to win the next couple series, and I think that's why they're playing a strong team. Winning this game today, it will give them confidence, and hopefully if they can win for themselves the other game, then they can rest some key players, because you don't want like the likes of Rabada, Nokia getting injured before such a big World Cup. And I think that's something that they'll be looking to wrap up this series, and it's also important to win the series for them. For India, it's different. Shikhar Dhawan, he's experienced, but he's leading a young side. It's the opportunity for youngsters to show their mettle against quality bowling, quality batting, and I think we saw some good glimpses there, but of course, quite a few mistakes as well. If you look at the first innings, there was rain, the match was delayed, and in the end, Dhawan won the toss, elected to bowl first. It was a 40-over game each. South Africa posting 249 for 4. Again, it was a slow start from South Africa. They made sure they didn't lose any wickets, that many wickets in the power play. They took their time, Javaman, Manan and Quinton de Kock, but they put on a partnership of 49. And that was the difference between the two teams. India lost a few wickets in the power play and they slowed down completely, whereas South Africa was still getting the odd boundary and making sure that they had wickets in hand. And in the end, Klaasen and Miller capitalized with that, with those wickets in hand. Whereas India, they lost too many wickets in the beginning. The run rate slowed down, and of course, there was a sensational innings from Samson. Shreyas Iyer also played a really good innings, but it was just not enough in the end. If you look at the first innings from India's point of view, fielding was poor. Again, drop catches. Siraj dropped a catch. Bishnoi dropped a catch. There's a drop in the slips as well. We saw this in the T20 series in the first string team as well, and now this team, they've been dropping catches. You can't be dropping catches. Klaasen got dropped, Miller got dropped. If you're going to give them opportunities, they will capitalize and they will punish you. That's one thing. But from the bowling perspective, I felt Kuldeep Yadav was really good, and Shardul Thakur was the pick of the bowlers. Economy of 4.3, picked up a couple of wickets. I felt that he was bowling a really good off-stump line. He used the conditions well. There was rain around, so the ball was swinging, and he beat the bat quite a few times in the power play, and that allowed the rest of the bowlers also to come in and pile the pressure on South Africa. Bishnoi was pretty expensive today, didn't have his best day, whereas Kuldeep pulled a brilliant delivery to Markram. It was outstanding, but he just picked up the wicket. His economy was very good as well. But apart from that, apart from Shardul Thakur and Kuldeep, the other bowlers were expensive. Again, you're playing with 5 bowlers, no one in the top order rolling their arm over, which is a problem again for India. And it cost them a bit in this game as well. But it was still a score that you could chase, and you'd bank even on this Indian team. There's a lot of talent batsmen to chase it, but the South African bowling lineup is really good. Yes, it went close, but and the breakthroughs that they made, especially Rabada and Wayne Parnell in the power play, have been really good all tour. They've made the most of the conditions, and they made sure India couldn't get away with it. And that's exactly what happened today. Again, if you see with the new ball, Parnell getting out Shikhar Dhawan, Rabada getting out Shubman Gill, and the pressure was India straight away. They were struggling, and yes, there was a counter attack from Shreyas Iyer, 50 of 37, 8-4, strike rate of 135. A really good innings from Shreyas Iyer. It'll do him some world of good, but he fell to NGD again. They were showing those stats that Shreyas Iyer has this tendency of losing his wicket to NGD, and the commentators were building it up, and then bang, he did get out to him. Also, I felt that the short ball was not used enough to Shreyas Iyer today. They should have peppered him a bit more. But you have to give him credit where due. He's had a very poor last few months, and for him to get a 50 at a very healthy strike rate, that will do him world of good. And then Sanju Samson, everybody is talking about Samson. Everybody's saying he should be at least in the reserves in the T20 squad, or even in the squad in the place of either Iyer or Huda in the 15. But Sanju Samson, this is his time now. He has to string up these scores. He has to be consistent in this series. He needs to score those hundreds as well. Keep scoring 50s and make sure that he forces his way through. That's what Surya Kumar Yadav did as well. Surya Kumar, whenever he got the opportunity, he made sure he scored runs. And Surya Kumar, mind mind you, was a bit more consistent, especially in the IPL. He was more consistent than Sanju Samson, but he still had to wait his time. Sanju Samson, no doubt, has the ability, has the timing, has the talent, but consistency has been lacking. And today, we saw the glimpse of what he can do. It was sensational innings. The last over, he hit 3 sixes as well off Shamsi. He could have a couple more sixes and he would have won India the game. And he has that extra bit of time to play those shots. His timing is just outstanding. Even on a big ground like that, he was clearing the boundary, and it's not easy. Someone his size, and I think you would think that you have to put a lot of power into it, but it was just timing. And he has that extra gift where not many batsmen have. It's just now about consistency, putting these scores up. Then no one's going to stop you. You know, your income, your salary, whatever it is runs in this format as a batsman. So you just have to keep scoring, and then eventually you get into the team. You see, that's what Surya Kumar Yadav did. Sanju Samson has to do the same thing. But it was a great innings from him. A bit too late from India's point of view. If you look at the top order, 4 of 16 Shikhar Dhawan, 3 of 7 Shubman Gill, 19 of 42 Gaikwad, and 20 of 37. Everyone striking below 50, and it's just Ishan Kishan 54. So you can't have these strike rates. You're chasing 6 runs and over, or just above 6 runs and over, and these strike rates are not going to have. They're going to put too much pressure. You know, if they just converted those strike rates to even 70, 80, India would have probably won this game. And also, losing your wicket after playing that many deliveries, someone like a Gaikwad, even Ishan Kishan, getting set and then losing your wicket, you're putting too much pressure. They're lucky that Iyer and Samson, soaked the pressure in and did score the runs. But in general, if you're going to take in that many deliveries, you have to make it count, and you have to make sure you're there till the end. And they will learn this. They're both young players, Gaikwad and Ishan Kishan, and they will need to improve this because it cost India the game at the end of the day. That kind of batting from South Africa's point of view. Rabada, sensational, 8 overs, 36 runs, 2 maidens, 2 wickets. That ball he bowled to Shubman Gill, outstanding. It just nipped back in and got him bowled. World class bowler again on the showing, and I just hope that he stays fully fit for the World Cup, because if Rabada gets injured, you already have no Bumrah there. Shaheen Shah Afridi's participation is also in doubt. So you want somebody like a Rabada. Their Archer's not there as well. So I just hope he's fully fit. Wayne Parnell, again, outstanding with the new ball. He's revived his career. He's been outstanding this whole tour. He's getting the ball to swing as well at decent pace. Accuracy has been on point, and yeah, really surprised the way Wayne Parnell is bowling. He's becoming that strike bowler, and he's him and Rabada are really forming a really good partnership. And left arm, right arm, it's becoming difficult for batsmen to face them. And who would have thought Wayne Parnell reviving his career at this stage of his life? Outstanding. And for me, the pick of the bowlers, Keshav Maharaj, whether it's a small ground, big ground, today he used the dimensions. It was a bigger ground, but 8 overs, 1 maiden, 23 runs, 1 wicket, economy of 2.87. He was, for me, the deal breaker. He was the best bowler, although Nkidi did pick up 3 wickets. 2 of those were towards the end of the innings, and although he did get Thakur out, then there was Kuldeep Yadav's wicket. So for me, Keshav Maharaj was the bowler of the match. Outstanding economy, kept it tight, and he looks like if South Africa are going to play one spinner in the World Cup, he might be that spinner. And he can also hit as well. He can also bat. If they're going to look to play 2, then both him and Shamsi will play. But Shamsi was expensive today. If you saw 8 overs, 89 runs, 1 wicket, economy of 11.12. And that last over, honestly, it's always pressure on a bowler when you are a spin bowler, when you're bowling the last over. Someone like a Saeed Ajmal got hit for 20, 21 runs in that. Hussey hit him for 3 sixes in that T20 semi-final. So, and Ajmal is one of the best spinners to play T20 cricket. And if someone like him is getting hit, then, any spinner will face the heat. Last overs in general, I think it becomes a bit difficult for spinners. And Sanju Samson is someone who's an excellent timer of the ball. He will take advantage of that situation. And yeah, I think that last over really spoiled his figures. Otherwise, it was an okay performance. But everyone else really good. Rabada, Parnell, Maharaj, and Gidi was slightly above 6, but picked up 3 wickets. So everyone else was good. And the South African attack in the T20 format as well, they're going to play in Australia. If they can keep this lineup, they're going to be a handful for opposition teams, especially in Australia. We saw that match against West Indies. There was something in it for the fast bowlers. There was something in it for the spinners as well. And South Africa have a very multi-dimensional kind of bowling attack, and they will make it difficult for the opposition. They have that extra pace as well. They can swing the ball, and they can turn the ball as well. And Maharaj and Shamsi. So watch out for South Africa. They just need to keep fit. That's all they have to focus on. Keep fit. I know this one day series is important for them. That's why they're playing. But if they can win the next game, then they can rest their players for the third match. But yeah, from India's point of view, if you even look at their batting order, there's four openers there: Dhawan, Gill, Gaikwad, and Ishan Kishan. So playing in different kind of positions as well for some of these players. But they will learn. I think it's a very good experience for them. They bring a high quality attack as well, especially the batsmen. They will learn from this. Even the bowlers, you're bowling against someone like a Miller who's been in red hot form. Someone like a Klaasen batted really well today. They have Markram there, so you're Quinton de Kock as well. So you're up against a good side, and this is going to be a good run for India, a good series to challenge themselves for the future. But yeah, I think regarding this game, South Africa were the better team, and despite that last over taking it close, despite Sanju Samson's innings, they were the deserved winners and they won the game. You wouldn't say comfortably, but they won the game and take the series lead 1-0. Apart from this, we have in a few hours, actually in 4.5 hours, you have the Pakistan versus Bangladesh T20 match. That's in New Zealand. They're playing a tri-series, remember, over there: Bangladesh, Pakistan, New Zealand. Now all these teams will be looking to get their combinations right for the World Cup, try to get informed, guys, especially Pakistan. They need their middle order batsmen to get some runs under their belt. New Zealand conditions will be tricky. They will be challenging, but it'll give them good preparation going to Australia. The only thing is the ground dimensions. They'll have to adjust quickly because in New Zealand, the grounds are smaller, whereas in Australia, it is bigger. But apart from that, I think that they will be challenged pretty well against Bangladesh and particularly against New Zealand. So it's a good preparation for all three teams. And then you have the Australia versus West Indies game. The first game, remember, Australia just pipping West Indies. Matthew Wade guiding Australia home with a very good knock, but that was a close match as well. Watch out for Kyle Myers. I think he's going to take the world by storm. The way that 6 he hit is going viral on social media, but he's someone opens the batting, he can hit the big boundaries, he can bowl you 4 overs as well. He bowls his heart out, and he might be one of the players to watch out for in this T20 World Cup. Of course, West Indies have to qualify, so after this match, they'll be preparing for the first round, and they will be playing the likes of Sri Lanka, Netherlands, Ireland, and everyone. So they will need to, this was very good preparation for them in that sense. From Australia's point of view, they did a very different move. Aaron Finch wasn't opening; it was Cameron Green. And remember, Cameron Green is not in the T20 World Cup squad, but it looks like they're gonna somehow, before that period, that grace period of 15-16, they're gonna, I think, try to slide him into the squad because he opened the batting and Finch was at number 4. There was no Steve Smith, and I think Australia have recognized that they'll need to play one of Finch and Smith, and because Finch is captain, they'll probably play him. He did play an anchor innings similar to Smith, so he is capable of that. If needed, he can also tonk the ball, but I think they're relying on Finch to play that anchor role, and someone like a Green to open the batting. Remember, Stoinis is also to come into the squad for the World Cup, so he can also play that Cameron Green role of opening the batting. He's done it in the Big Bash. He can bowl you 4 overs in the middle as well, and he's an option. So I think they're going to go with one anchor and then play the hitters around. Mitchell Marsh is also there at one down. He can play an anchor. He can also play the shots. We saw in the last World Cup, in one innings, he just completely smashed it. I think it was in the final itself. But he can also rotate. I think in the semifinals against Pakistan, he was rotating the strike a bit, and he brings you that versatility. And I think the biggest thing with this Australian team is they have plenty of all-rounders to fall back upon, and it gives them the license to play more aggressive cricket because they have batting till the end and they have bowling as well. So that flexibility that Australia have, not many teams do, and they're going to make the most of it. They're playing in home conditions as well. That pretty much wraps it up. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will catch you hopefully tomorrow. And take care of yourself and good night.